Hi everyone, hope you're well. This week I promised you I would talk about the Tilly and the Buttons Bettine and also the Agnes top. So firstly, I'm wearing the Bettine, which I made from a beautiful viscose fabric. That was an absolute bargain actually. I bought it on eBay and it was only £3.99 a metre. I'll pop a link to that in the description below. I think it was the Textile Centre, who are brilliant prices if you're in the UK. I'm not sure if they ship to the US, so you have to have a look. But yeah, this is fantastic. I think I'm going to make everything out of viscose from now on. It's so super soft. I'll show you the dress. So here it is. It's got pockets, which is always good. It's got a grown on sleeve, so there's no sleeve insertion, which I don't mind, but it actually works really well on this. The neckline is beautifully scooped, which is really flattering in the summertime. The length is pretty good actually. I've seen lots of these on social media and they look a bit short. So I lengthened mine only by an inch and it seemed to work okay. Now, if you were watching last week, I said I wasn't a fan of the elasticated waist that you get on the Bettine. So I planned to put some waist ties in instead. But I decided not to because this fabric is very fine. It's got a beautiful drape and weight to it, but it's very thin and I didn't think it would hold a buttonhole that well. And also when I actually made the dress, because I usually lengthen the torso section by an inch on all my patterns and I lengthen the skirt by an inch, it needed something to bunch it up. So if I can show you here, without the elastic it actually looks a bit weird and the waistline sits too low. So I went ahead and popped in the elastic, but because I'm not a big fan of it, I just made it really quite loose and threaded it in so that it wasn't too tight and bunched up. So it doesn't feel as bad as I was expecting in terms of waistline, so it's actually worked out well. The only other alteration I made was the sleeve. So it comes with a couple of cuff sections and it shows you how to roll them up and then stitch them with a tab. So I said I was going to leave the tab off because it's quite a busy print anyway. I don't think you need it. But with the cuff, I just attached it as you would a normal cuff. Rather than roll it up, and I actually quite like this length on me. I do like a longer sleeve than a shorter one. I think it's more flattering. So I left it at that and that's worked out quite well. And because of the slight kimono effect, it kind of raises up at the side, which I think looks quite nice. So yeah, big thumbs up for this one. The only query I have on it is the sizing. So I've not sewn Tilly and the Buttons before, so I made a size 4 and their sizing is completely different to your usual 10, 12, 14. So the Tilly and the Buttons 4, it's probably a 12, 10, 12. I usually wear a 14, so it's a little bit smaller than I choose to wear, but it fits quite well. But because I've bought this fabric to wear as a summer dress when it's really hot, I do prefer it looser. So if you can imagine being on holiday, you're in Greece and it's kind of 30 odd degrees every day, you want something quite loose. So I think if I sewed it again, I will make the larger size. I'll just add on a little bit extra where I've cut out and make the size 5, which I think would fit me perfect. Although this is pretty good, but you do need to wear Spanx with it, so there you go. There's always a way. So yeah, I really recommend that one for summer. I've also seen a few people make the non-pocket version. I think it's a bit plain. I think the pockets are so easy to do. If you get a choice, then do the pockets. They're not hard at all. So it's a nice, simple, easy dress if you haven't made yourself a summer one yet. But definitely make it in viscose. It's just beautiful. So that's the Bettine. Next up, I've made the Agnes top. It's a bit bright that, so I'll pop an image up here. So yeah, I sewed the one with the gathered sleeve and here it is. So yeah, you can see the neckline's beautiful. Another one that's really quite nice. You don't get too many necklines that are kind of this shape in sewing patterns, so this is fab for me, especially when the weather's warming up. The sleeve wise, it's got a gather here on each side, as you can see. Super easy to do. It's also, you don't have to insert the sleeves in a traditional way. They're kind of inserted flat, which you might find easier if you've not done a sleeve before. And the length of them is lovely actually. It just finishes above the elbow. So usually 3/4 sleeves kind of come here, or a long version, but this is spot on. You do get a choice on the sleeves. You can sew the long one or the shorter version. So I went for this time of year, and I love it. It's absolutely fab. Again, sizing, because of the Bettine, and it was a bit small for me, I went the other direction in this, and I think I sewed a size 7, because with jersey sometimes it's tighter than the mock-up made by the original pattern. So I kept having to sew in the side seams. So I reckon if I'd sewn a 5 in both of these, then it would have been perfect. So that's what I'll do next time. So yeah, I absolutely love this. I put on the neckband with the stripes going vertically, and then this is a bit of a cheat actually, which I discovered, because I didn't want to match up the stripes amongst the arm. I turned the fabric round and made the stripes vertical so that it doesn't matter. So that's a bit of a cheat, because it's really obvious if your stripes don't match on a stripy top at the sleeve, and it's not that easy to do, especially when you've got gathers here as well. I think that might throw it out a bit. So I'm quite chuffed that I thought of that before I cut out the fabric. And everything else is quite simple. So it's a little bit big still. Really, it could do with being a bit tighter on me. So it's, because of this fabric, it would look better being properly fitted, but I quite like it loose. What else did I do? So the hem, I only turned up a small amount, about 1 centimetre, so there's probably room to go up further if you make yours. I tend to wear my tops a little bit lower, but yeah, really pleased with this. I'm going to make some more. I've got this fabric actually, see what you think of this. Do you think it's a bit Where's Wally? I'm not sure, but it was one of those, I must stop buying fabric off the internet, because it's a little bit, it's not red, it's a bit pink, and it just cheapens it a bit, I think. So who knows, I might do the other version with the gathered front. Now I'm getting used to the sizing. I think I'll do another one with a long sleeve and see, but yeah, Where's Wally? So really pleased with my first bash at Tilly and the Buttons patterns. The lovely thing about these is the paper one comes with a resealable pouch, which is quite nice to tuck away, and also a booklet too. And in the booklet you've got instructions. You probably can't see that there, it's a little bit bright, but you've got some lovely pictures which show you exactly each stage, which is a lot nicer than trying to just read text. I kind of work better from pictures and videos than just a load of text, so that's why these work for me. So yeah, well done Tilly, fantastic. So what's next? I bought some lovely fabric this week, and this was from the internet, but for once it actually works out beautifully. This is a really gorgeous lightweight crepe, and it's got, I think it's flying geese on it. It's kind of a blush pink, slightly peachy fabric. You can see that close up. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's got a lovely drape too. So I've been on the lookout. Remember when I made the kimono jacket from Sew Over It? I really wanted something a little bit more drapey and pretty for summer, and I saw Lisa Comfort's video with the kimono jackets, and she's got beautiful floral kimono on her video. I'll pop a link in the comments. It's superb to watch, and it'll just inspire you with that pattern as to what to make over the summer. So I thought, yeah, she made the point that you could just wear a plain white t-shirt and jeans and throw on this as a jacket and it completely transforms your outfit. And it's a really good point actually, and for summer these kind of things would be fantastic for that. So I'm gonna make that, which hopefully should be a quick make, seeing as I've already got the pattern cut out. I'm going to make the longer version though instead of the shorter one that I did before, because I think it'll suit me better. So yeah, really pleased with that. This was super cheap too. I think there's a slight flaw in some of the coloration. There's a couple of white dots, but if you're clever you can cut round that and hopefully it won't appear on my finished garment. And also this week this month's Love Sewing magazine came out, and I'm always keen to see what free patterns come with it. And the McCall's M7094 came with it. Pop a picture up here so you can see a close-up. Now this top is very me. It's not high fashion, but it's the kind of thing I like, just to throw on, walking the dog, kind of spring summer. So I thought, right, let's get some nice fabric for that. I actually went to my local fabric shop today in Swindon. We've hardly got anywhere to buy fabric here, which is why I order online a lot. But I did spot this gorgeous, this is a very lightweight viscose, and I'm going to make that top in this. I thought about a shift dress, but it is quite fine. And it's a little bit creasy, so I think it'll work better as a top rather than a dress, if you can see a close-up. It's a little bit vintagey in colour. I always find that turquoise green, it reminds me of my nan. She used to have a trench coat in that colour, and it's gorgeous. It's quite old-fashioned, but I like it. So that'll work well for a good summer top. I've also never sewn the placket on the front either. Never done one of those before, so that'll be something new. So I'll let you know how I get on with that next time. So yeah, that's it from me for this week. Thanks very much for tuning in and all your lovely comments and subscribing. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a lovely week, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye.